my son Christopher, he's a 16-year-old. He broke his wrist, really good, broke it, in the backyard. He said, can my friends come over and we're going to go swimming in the dark? And I said, okay, that seems safe. And that was my first problem. But there's lights and stuff out there by the pool, so as 9 o'clock comes along, and I was in my, literally the other teenagers had been there for a matter of minutes, and my husband yells downstairs and he says, Laurie, oh my God, you got to take him to the hospital. I can't really do his accent once I'm in like southern mode, like because I get on a plane and my R's kick in, and then it's hard to get rid of them, so I can't really do his accent very well. But, and I'm like, really, what, like, because I thought maybe he was being dramatic, and then I went upstairs and he was about to pass out, and he was pretty mangled, his little hand, and he looked like he was, I didn't know if he had hit his head, but he had fallen trying to get into the pool, basically, is what happened. And the reason that happened is because the kids were out in the woods and found an exercise trampoline and rolled it over to the pool, which seemed dangerous but not quite dangerous enough, so they went to the garage and they got a ladder and they put it beside the trampoline, beside the deep end of the pool, which seemed pretty damn dangerous enough, so they said, let's try this looks good. And luckily, the reason I still own my house and it hasn't been taken away from me legally is that it was my stupid kid that did it first. It was funny, you never saw teenagers scatter. I mean, we all have seen teenagers scatter, like when we were teenagers, but they can scatter. And, I didn't know if he had hit his head. It wasn't clear. He ended up in the pool. He was wet. His hand wasn't connected anymore, but we weren't sure if he hit his head. And he was literally about to pass out. So I, being the stoke knight that I am, and very friendly with the firefighters in town and police officers for a different array of different reasons. But I called and said, I specifically said, my son broke his wrist and I need a name, because I figured I can't carry the kid into the emergency room. So I called the boys down at the fire station to come and pick him up, and all the other teenagers scattered, and the firemen showed up. Michelle, my girlfriend Michelle from grade school is here, and of course we know them all. We went to school with them all, and they're like, oh my God, Laurie came in as a woman with a head injury. We thought Gene finally got you. I specifically did not say head injury. I wasn't sure about that part, but he didn't hit his head is all. I bring him. He's fine. He's got his hand put on with a bunch of pins, and we're sitting there though. Poor kid. He's the middle child. He's right in the middle. You know what that means. So, and he's easy for the most part until, like, don't let your kids in the woods because there's trampolines out there. I was worried about the drinking and the smoking. Like, they come home at night, I give them the smell down and make sure, like, they don't smell like cigarettes or booze or anything. But I never thought to check the woods for the damn trampoline. He goes to the hospital, we're sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm trying to make him feel better. And he's still kind of in shock at this point. The pain hadn't kicked in and I'm looking at the poor kid. And I realized it's his left hand. And school's going to start eventually. And I said, Chris, it's your left hand. And as soon as I said that, he goes, I'm a lefty. You don't even know. The only damn lefty I am. As soon as I said that, I realized, like in his pain fog, he sort of looked up like, I'm a lefty. I don't even know. So we had it was like surgery week at the McKenna house. We had 1 week where it was like just 2 surgeries and sick kids everywhere. But I managed to work on this record, over the past few months, just strictly because I have the least amount of work to do, and Barry Dean sort of takes care of everything else. But this is the title track to the record that we've been working on.